Hi, I have a story to tell that happened a few days ago. It was Wednesday, my time, probably early Tuesday in America. I was at the grocery store checking out, and let me just say beforehand, as a mom, I am so prepared for everything. I have a backpack with like extra clothes and diapers in. But like before I leave home, if I don't want to try to stuff everything in the diaper bag, I'll just like shove it underneath the stroller, like extra toys, extra like diapers, clothes, nappy cream, whatever. And so like underneath is like filled with junk. And recently I cleaned it out, but here's why. So it's not a funny story. It's actually really upset me kind of story. I went to the store and I did my week shopping. I usually went in the morning, but stuff happened that didn't happen. And I usually like going in the morning because it's not crazy and there's not a lot of people. Sorry, the sun is blaring. Um, and it's not like crazy, and I can just get shopping done and leave. Um, but when I was there and I was checking out my stuff, I was doing nothing wrong. I wasn't being suspicious. I wasn't going through aisles and looking around. I wasn't trying to take anything. I wasn't like sneaking down and like putting groceries or like food and stuff in my like underneath my stroller. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I wasn't looking suspicious or anything. It was just normal shopping, like a normal mom with her kid does with her stroller. And I don't know if maybe on the camera my son dropped a sip cup or something and I put it underneath. I don't remember doing anything like that. Um, but I go to self checkout, and this guy comes over who works there, an employee, and he brings over a security guard. He doesn't just come over and say, "Oh, hey, do you have anything under there with like things by himself?" Because I've had it before where somebody like, "Oh, do you have anything under there?" Like, nope. It's like, okay, whatever. Or if it's some really heavy soda, sometimes I have it under. But this time, I literally did not have any food or groceries underneath my stroller while I was checking out. Okay, and I was in self checkout, and there were a lot of people around. And this guy just comes up with a security guard for the grocery store and says, "Hey, is any of this underneath your stroller belong to the store?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Oh, what about this? What about this?" And he kept pointing things out, and I'm like, "My clothes, my son's clothes, you guys don't sell clothes here." And he pointed at my son's wooden tractor. And I'm like, "You guys don't sell toys at the grocery store. This is from a thrift store. It still has the thrift store tag on it." I was so offended. This guy was literally targeting me with the security guard he brought with. I felt so intimidated and I was so embarrassed. He would just kept pointing out things in my stroller. None of it they sold at this grocery store. They sell food only. I was so embarrassed, and I could see people looking. And finally, like, I was just like, when he like pointed out my son's toys, I held it up to him in his face, and I'm like, "Look at the sticker. It's from the thrift store." And I think the security guard could see like how this was kind of making me upset, and he kind of just looked at the employee, because the employee was the one like the employee was kind of like the instigator. Like, I'm pretty sure he thought I was like lying, and that's why he kept like pointing things out. I talked to my friend about this, and she's like, he was probably picking at straws. He probably grabbed the security guard and was like, "Oh, I think this girl's stealing something. Can you come with me and check her out?" I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he was trying to prove to the security guard that I was bad and he didn't want to waste his time. But he was really going through, like, making me like lift everything out of the back of my stroller and like pointing at everything and making me explain what everything is. And I'm just like, okay. But it was so embarrassing because there were so many people, and this is why I like to go shopping in the morning, so I can just get it done and not in everybody's way. But finally, the security guy just looked at him and was like, she's fine. They didn't even apologize for like they didn't like come out and like accuse me of stealing, but going through each item in the back of my stroller, that they don't sell any kind of clothing or like toys or like grown-up toys like Sebastian has at that store. And for him to keep asking about each item, where it came from, like if it belonged to the store, it just really hurt me that he was grasping at straws so hard trying to convict me of something I didn't do. I was just trying to get groceries for my family and go, and Sebastian says hi. I'm getting accused by this, trying to make me feel better. And I didn't want to tell this story, but it's just been haunting me for the last couple of days. And of course I've been back because I have to go shopping for groceries for my family, but I always now, every time I go into that store, I feel so awkward. Like, I don't want to be accused again. I haven't done anything wrong. It just felt really bad that this guy had to bring a security guard over with him and go through everything in the back of my stroller, pretty much accusing me of stealing. I mean, was it what I was wearing? I was wearing a black tank top and some sweatpants. Did I look like a what? What did I look like, a poor person who would just steal things? I was paying for like $50-$60 worth of groceries. Why would I steal? Is it because I bring my own shopping bags? Like, I don't know. It just really hurt my feelings. And my husband Terrence thought, oh, maybe he brought the security guard over because you have big tough arms. I'm like, what am I going to do? Beat this guy up in the middle of the store because he's accusing me of stealing? I'm with my kid. I just want a bit of food. It was just so embarrassing because there were so many people there, and he was just like, oh, what's this? Is this from the store? Is this from our store? I'm like, no, can you like please stop like getting in my face? And like I was very polite, but after like 10 items he kept pointing at that were like clothing items, like I lifted everything up. I was super polite. Like, was he thinking I was hiding food under my clothes? Because I wasn't. I really hope that it embarrassed him in front of the security guard, because I know that he wouldn't have brought over a security guard unless this guy had a high suspicion that I was taking something, which again, I didn't. And I think this guy was picking at straws because he wanted to be right, because I feel like he was like, oh, I'm wasting the security guard's time. I have to prove that this chick stole something or it's going to be embarrassing. Well, dude, you embarrassed yourself because I didn't take anything from the store. And even I feel like the security guard probably rolled his eyes at him, like, because he's the one who's like, she's fine, and then they walked away. But they didn't apologize. They didn't say, oh, thank you for cooperating. They didn't say nothing. They just said, she's fine, and they walked away. But people were looking, and it was so embarrassing. And it's like, why was I targeted? And I've been back to the store. It's fine. They're really nice. I donated $2 to the children's hospital the other day at the store. They're nice people. I've never had any trouble at the women that work there. Like, the only time, like, it was 2 men. I'm not being like sexist against the guys, but like, I've never ever had trouble with any of the woman staff there. They're always super polite. It was just weird that the one time I get like accused of stealing is when a guy comes up with another guy, security guard. And I just felt very targeted, and it really hurt my feelings. And it's not funny. I don't know. I just feel really awkward telling the story. But I was trying to think in my head why he brought the security guard over. and why he kept going through each of my things. And my friend was right. He was probably totally picking at straws to prove that I was guilty in front of the security guard. But after that, I made sure there's been nothing underneath my stroller. That way they can't accuse me ever again of thinking that I take something. It just proves that I have to make sure I'm more organized, and that I don't give people any excuses to think that I would take anything or hide anything, which is really sad because I feel like I shouldn't have to jump through hoops just to go through a normal shopping day. But I mean, it's whatever. It just feels good to let it out because I've been like trying to figure out like how to vent out this story. Because it's like, it just feels like I've been holding it in. Like, I'm not afraid to like tell anybody because, again, I've done nothing wrong. This guy was the one who made a fool of himself, bringing the security guard over. Was not me. I did nothing wrong. I didn't take anything. I was in the right, and I hope that guy was embarrassed, and I hope the security guard let him know what he did was wrong, accusing me, because I hope they could tell that I was upset. But that's all that happened, and I hope it doesn't happen again, or I'm going to find a way to complain about it. I know they were just doing their job, but their job shouldn't be like, if like I've been before, like I've exited like stores, if you don't buy anything, it's like, oh, can we see in your bag, make sure you didn't take it? Sure, that's fine, because they ask everybody who leaves the store to do that. Like at Kmart or wherever, they ask everybody who leaves if they don't buy anything out of the store. But I was still checking out, I was still at the checkout checking out food when they came up to ask me if I had anything in there. I was still ringing things up. I think from also now on, I'm just going to go to the line. I'll just wait in line and go to the conveyor belt, whatever, because that's what they're going to do every time I go to self-checkout, which I doubt. I bet it was just a one-time thing. But if it happens again, I'll just stick to going to the checkout lines instead of self-checkout. Whew. But it just felt very intimidating when the guy brought the security guard over, and especially when I did nothing wrong. And I don't remember doing any kind of suspicious looking thing that they could be like, oh, on the camera you were doing this. Like, I did nothing. I just grocery shopped with my basket in hand, and I just did everything normally. And they accused me of stealing. They went through everything in the back of my stroller and didn't find anything. And security guard just said she's fine, and they walked off. And like I said, I hope the guy told the person off. And I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go. I just thought I would tell my story. Really upset me. And it happens again, I will be complaining because it's targeting somebody. And I don't think I should be targeted by the clothes that I wear. Whether it be a tank top, sweatpants, a pretty dress, full of makeup, I don't think I should be judged by what's underneath my stroller. I just want to shop like a normal mom. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you had a great day. If it's ever happened to you, let me know so I don't feel so alone. Okay, love you all. Bye.